I am going to put together a little bit of a video on light because we've just started the topic of electromagnetic waves, which is light. The Bible said that God created light at the beginning. In the beginning, God created light, and we want to dive into this. And this is not just a simple um, exercise that just comes intuitively. We know that there's lots of kinds of lights, and we turn on the electricity and let there be light. And there's all kinds of colors and all kinds of sizes, but we tend to think of light as being something that we can see. And what I want to communicate in these next few weeks is that most light we cannot see. This is a radio. We take it for granted. Well, of course, it's a radio. It's a radio. No, this is a light receiver. It is receiving electromagnetic waves. We call them radio waves. We call them maybe short waves. We call them maybe microwaves. But the light is flying through the air. The light is flying through this air all the time. I can't see it. And that's the point of what we want to establish in this next series. That, of course, let's see. This is a laser, and you can see the little green dot behind me. But generally speaking, we can't actually see the light. But in reality, the light is there all the time. The light is not just a green dot. I mean, the green dot is there, but the light, there's a stream of light. And so I need some way to allow us to see the light. Now, I wish you were here in person because this is way more fun to play with these toys in person, and that's what we like to do in class. But not everyone can be there, and so I'm doing a quick video to capture some of the experiments that we played with. Now, this one is a little bit scary because can you hear the sound? That's got a buzz to it. And I'm going to just take a screwdriver. I don't want to electrocute myself. Is that cool or what? That is just cool. That is just cool. It's jumping over a centimeter. And so I happen to know that that's going to be more than 30,000 volts. Now, in everything, when we're talking about light, we're also going to talk about electricity, magnetism, but we also have to talk about the atoms. And traditionally, we've come up with a model for an atom that looks something like this, but this is not what they look like at all. And so we're going to need to discuss that, first of all, this great big center piece, it doesn't exist. There's something there, but it's not great and it's not big. But these rings are, we call them quantum shells, and that part is correct, and they do go in a variety of spins. But this is what we're going to be talking about. This, in my opinion, is much more similar to what an actual atom might look like. Now, you notice you can't see the center because the center is actually so small, even though that's where all the mass is, you can't see the center. And what it actually is, each atom is an electromagnetic cloud, and they're different sizes and they're different kinds, and then they work together and they stick together and they make molecules. So this is all part of electromagnetic waves that we are wanting to discuss. Now, this is just a bunch of magnets, and I love playing with magnets because we know that they stick together. It's just wonderful. But we also know that they repel. And right there, I like everyone to take time to feel it. There's something, I mean, it feels like a little rubber ball. There's something literally there. And that something is an electromagnetic wave. And that's what we want to develop in the next few weeks. Now, I just happen to have a bunch of iron filings here in a little box, and I have another fairly strong magnet. So when I flip it up, it collects the iron filings onto the magnet, and that helps us to visualize what is actually happening again in the world that we cannot see. There is so much to show and so much to talk about. This is a plasma ball. It's a high energy, high voltage, and now unfortunately on the video it doesn't come out very well but that light bulb just lit up. It's in my hand. It's not plugged in. If I touch it, it lights up better. So I'll go ahead and touch it because it makes actually a little bit of a quicker connection. But it doesn't need to be touched. And if I added more power, and if we were in a dark room, you would see that it can light itself. So we're going to talk about electromagnetic waves. We're going to talk about generating electricity. We're going to talk about what it might look like, what we cannot see, and yet it looks like. We are going to play with a lot of toys, and this one unfortunately does not work out very well at all on video because it's too big. But basically what it is two tubes. It is a plastic tube, PVC, and a copper tube. Now neither one of them are magnetic, and I have a magnet. I have a little magnet, quite strong magnet. And obviously, if I drop it into the plastic tube, you can hear the sound. It just dropped right straight through the plastic tube. Exactly what within seconds, it's gone. But if I drop it into the copper tube, all of a sudden something very, very strange happens. It takes a lot of time to come through. So let's try that again. It tipped at the middle, so I drop it in. One. Did it get stuck? Oh, I guess it did. Now that didn't work. That's totally different. That went in sideways. Okay, try this again. Try this again. I need to drop it in straight. All right. 1001, 1002, 1003. I'm having trouble getting this stuck. It's not supposed to do that. So that's the whole point, because that's not the point of the experiment. It actually, as the magnet falls, it creates an electric field. That electric field, copper is not magnetic, but it loves electricity. When it picks up that electric field, it creates another magnetic field which resists the first magnet. Now, I don't want you to take my word for it. I want to do this in class where we play with the toys and see it for ourselves. I want you to experience it. I want you to think about it. We're going to talk about it. We'll do a few formulas, but at the end of the period of time, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, I want you to know that electromagnetic waves, which is light, is undeniably the foundation of the universe. So when God said, "Let there be light," He wasn't kidding. He was creating a universe exactly like it says in the Bible. So we're going to end there for anyone who wasn't able to come to class, and it's going to be a lot more fun to be there in person.